Hi everyone, Darleen here from Single Boss Lady. Welcome to week 3 of the beautiful third eye chakra. We're now talking about it through the lens of abundance. We look at 3 aspects, 1 personal and 2 business. Now the personal is about deciding whether the thoughts come from love or fear. And in business, it's about boundaries and actioning the ideas. Now let's have a look at personal first. Deciding whether the thought comes from love or fear. Now, when we look at it through the lens of abundance, you need to decide what your definition of abundance is because that helps you understand the thoughts better. And for me, abundance is whatever brings me joy and love and passion. Money isn't abundance, it's a result of abundance. And of course, I love an abundance of money. That's great. Yet there's a difference between the two. That's, my definition. What is yours? And that's why when a thought comes in and you're coming from that beautiful place of abundance, feeling abundant, when you're feeling abundant and a thought comes in, you're able to decide quicker whether it's fear or love. Now, it's beautiful. All these thoughts are amazing. And of course, we are going to have fears. We are human beings. And by ignoring all of the thoughts that come from fear, denying fears, all of that, it is not healthy. I know from personal experience because I suppressed all my emotions and everything and ended up with mental illness. That's what happened to me. Now I am really tapping into everything, and that's why the chakras are so important to me because they allow me to see things differently. I come from a different space when I'm working with the chakras. My vibration is higher, and that is why when I'm feeling abundant, excuse me, when I'm feeling abundant and a thought comes in, because I'm at that higher vibration, I'm able to decide whether it's love or fear. And I do have thoughts that come from fears. I do have fears. That is normal for me. And the fears are getting less and less and less because I'm working with the chakras, I'm working with a psychologist, I've got beautiful friends and everything that help me work through my gorgeous fears, all of those beautiful things. And it's really important that I do that. And for you, think about, your thoughts. Think about the fears. How often does a thought come through that is fear? When you come from a place of abundance, you're able to look at it differently. You're able to understand why that thoughts come through. Now, you remember in the throat chakra, it's all about not needing to know the answers or all of the answers. And that's the same thing with our thoughts. When a thought comes through and it's not affecting us too much, we may not need to know why that thought comes through. We need to have the awareness of the thought. We need to think, okay, that thought's come in. Where's it come from? And that's bringing awareness to that thought, which means you're able to work with it and you're able to look at it, understand where it's come from. And if it is affecting you, then you decide what you're going to do about that. And that is what happens with me. A thought might come in and I might go, okay, that is actually affecting me too much. That's obviously come from fear. Then I do need to look at that. I need to find the pattern. I need to find the fear, the belief, whatever it is that's caused that thought to come in from fear. And it's amazing. It means that my head is less active. Because I'm just, one of those types of people where my brain is always on. I need to find ways to be able to not shut it down, but to tune out a lot of the activity and be present. Being present is really, really important. And that is why working with the chakras is important because it helps you be present. When you're more present, then when that thought comes in, because you're coming from that place of abundance, being present, being abundant, then you're able to see things. Beautiful way to look at it, isn't it? That abundance, that high vibration, it's such a better place to be. Now let's have a look at business. Boundaries. When we look at beautiful boundaries. Now, we have an abundance of boundaries, and business is all about having boundaries in place so that you're able to work the way that you want to work with the clients that you want to work the hours that you want to work, offer your services and products that you want to do. Because you get many people out there that say you've got to create for your client. Well, you can, only if it gives you passion, if it comes from a place of passion and abundance. Now, I've got services and products because they bring me passion and they sell. And there's a difference. And that's why looking at your boundaries is important. And boundaries can mean having a business coach, mindset coach, whoever. And when they give you advice like that, you can take a step backwards and go, okay, I'm going to be abundant here. I'm going to feel that beautiful abundance and I'm going to see what's happening and I'm going to see where that advice sits. What you do is you see where it sits in your body and then you see how your body feels. Does it lower your vibration or does it raise your vibration? And that can help you understand whether the advice is right for you or not. Because if it lowers your vibration, then likely that advice is not right for you. If it raises your vibration and you're in the right state, that's the other thing as well. You've got to be in the right state to hear this advice. Because I've been in places where my energy's all wrong, everything's all wrong, and I hear advice and I go, oh, obviously I need to do that. Yet it was wrong because I didn't listen. I didn't listen properly. I wasn't in the right state. I hadn't worked with my energy, my business energy, and I listened to the advice from the wrong state. And that's all about boundaries, having the boundaries on your energy, having the boundaries on who you will listen to. Now, I've done it again where Facebook, I've killed the news feed so that it doesn't come up. When I get on my computer and I go into Facebook, I don't have a news feed. And it has made a difference. Yes, I still have it on my phone and my iPad, yet I'm making sure that I'm not on Facebook as much as I have done because it was affecting my energy. That's a boundary for me, getting on social media and having that boundary. So being on Facebook without a news feed is a really good boundary for me. It means I have to go into the groups that I want to be in, excuse me, and actually go from there. Much better place. Yes, I still get notifications, which is great, yet I don't get all that stuff come up. Now, if I want to see what a friend's doing, I go and put their name in, and it feels better. That's a boundary I've got. Write down all your boundaries and also tap in to whether they feel good for you. That's going back to the personal thought, love or fear. Is that boundary, has it come from a place of love or fear? Really something to tap into. The boundary might have come up because you've had all the wrong clients and you got the fear that you're going to have the wrong clients again. So you've put all these boundaries in, yet those boundaries have come from fear. Re-look at those boundaries. Write those boundaries out from a place of abundance, from a place of love. When you do that, those boundaries, the energy around those boundaries is so much better. It's so much clearer. It's so much of a higher vibration that, you don't need to really worry about attracting the wrong clients. Yes, messaging really does come into it. Energy comes into it a lot as well. Energy, probably a lot more than the messaging. When your energy is good of creating those boundaries, creating the content, then you're more likely to attract the right clients. Now, let's look at actioning the ideas. You get all these great ideas. You want to work with a business coach, you want to work with a mindset coach, you want to go and do a course or retreat or all of these things. Yet you've really got to decide what's right for you. And this is where actioning those ideas come in. Like the idea might be, okay, I'm going to go to here and I'm going to go on this retreat. Yet tap into it, tap into your body, tap into that abundance and see, is it really right for me? If it is, then action that idea. If it's not, then go, okay, why did I want to actually do that? Why was it important for me to think I needed to do that retreat or I needed to do that course. And the more that you sort of tap into that, the more you can understand what is happening with you as a businesswoman. The more we look at all this stuff, the more we're able to understand how we operate as a businesswoman. That when, something like that comes up and we feel we need to do it, yet it's come from a place of fear, something to look at. Now let's recap. With our personal, it was deciding whether the thoughts come from love or fear. And in business, it's boundaries and actioning ideas. Now, next week will be week 4, and I'll really go into more about this from the business lens. And I hope to see you there.